Hey everyone, it's Brennan. Welcome to my channel and welcome to another video. Today's setup is a little different. I'm doing a little bit of a different video today. I wanted to do a book tag. I saw Reagan from Peruse Project do this a couple months ago. I'll link her video below. I'm not sure who the original creator is, but this is the My Book Habits book tag. So I have the questions in front of me. Let's just go ahead and get started. The first question is, do you have a specific place at home where you do your reading? I guess it's kind of between three places here. I'm either sitting on the couch, on my side of the couch. When I eat meals at the dinner table, I'm usually reading a book on my phone, or I guess when I'm in bed sometimes I'll read, but honestly, whenever I go to bed, I'm usually just ready to go to bed. The second question is, are you a bookmark or a random piece of paper person? Let me show you. I do really enjoy some cute bookmarks. I got these from Amazon and I think they're really cute. So sometimes I'll pick one of these out that kind of fits the feel of my book. But if I've picked up a new book and I'm just sitting around and don't have something laying by me, I'm not above getting a piece of paper. But I do think that bookmarks are really fun. The third question is, can you just stop reading or do you try to end on a specific page number or chapter? I honestly don't keep up with page numbers that much, but I do really prefer to end on a chapter. If I do a lot of reading between walking places, so when I get to where I'm going, I just stop. But it's definitely better for my brain if I can wrap up a chapter and end on the next chapter. Do you eat or drink while reading? Definitely, yes. At work, I do a lot of reading on my lunch breaks. At home, I'm usually drinking coffee or tea. When I sit down to eat a meal at home, it's a habit. This might be bad because I'm a dietitian and I'm supposed to promote mindful eating, but it is just such a habit that when I sit down for a meal, I open up my Kindle app and just pick up reading a book. So yeah. Eating and drinking during a good book, I think it's a great experience. Question 5 is multitasking music or TV while reading? Definitely music. I think that if you find the right album or the right station, it can really heighten a book. I've really been into Amazon Music's lo-fi hip-hop station, and I think that is great background music for anything. Sometimes a certain album just really connects with the book. So I like listening to music while I read a book. With TV, if I'm not into the show, then yeah. With multitasking, when I'm getting ready in the mornings, I'm usually listening to a book. If I'm cooking or washing the dishes, I'm usually listening to a book. So multitasking, music, and TV. Why not add a book? Question 6 is one book at a time or multiple books? 100% multiple books. There are so many books in the world. Why tie yourself down to just one at a time? I usually have a rotation of about 3 books at a time. I'm reading a physical book, reading a Kindle book, and listening to an audiobook. I also have other books that I've picked up and will just kind of read sporadically, especially nonfiction books. So over the last 2 years, I don't think there's been a time where I have just been reading one book. Question 7, I've kind of answered. It's reading at home or reading everywhere. I will read wherever I go. I walk to work, so I'm listening to a book. When I eat lunch at work, I'm usually reading a book. If I'm in the car driving somewhere, audiobook. Where I go, books go. Question 8 is reading out loud or reading silently in your head? I'm not a maniac, so I read silently in my head. I think that would drive my husband crazy if I walked around reading my books out loud. Reading silently in my head. I'm actually a very slow reader and I reread things a lot. So definitely all of that takes place in my head. I also have good voices for the characters and, imagination, you guys. Question 9 is, do you ever skip ahead or skip pages? Usually, no. In some cases, If a scene is really cringy and making me uncomfortable, sometimes I will just really quickly skim it. But I don't want to skip anything in a book. What's the point of that? You're reading a book for the experience. So no, I usually don't skip pages. Like I said, I reread paragraphs a lot to make sure that I know exactly what's happening. So not often do I skip pages. In The Kiss Quotient, when I was reading it, I loved that book, but some of the scenes were really cringy and I would just read them really fast. But it was part of the book. So question 10 is breaking the spine or keeping it like new. Obviously, I would want to keep it like new. One of my brothers, when he reads a book, he like barely opens it sometimes in order to keep that spine pristine. But now, like with mass market paperbacks, let me show you. Like, look at this copy of Words of Radiance. Sometimes with mass market paperbacks, there's just no other way around it, especially with a 1,300 page book like Words of Radiance. So sometimes it's unavoidable, but typically, of course, I'm going to try not to break the spine. Wonderful book and wonderful series, by the way. Highly recommend Brandon Sanderson's Stormlight Archives. All of the Brandon Sanderson on this shelf. And the last question, question 11, is do you write in your books? No, I don't. It doesn't feel natural to me to deface a book with a pen. I will tab them just with sticky notes sometimes if I really like the passage, but even with my textbooks in college, I wouldn't really write in them just because it felt wrong to me. Alright, you guys, that is my first book tag video. Let me know if there are other tags you might want to see. Let me know what your reading habits are in a comment down below. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you in my next one.